Behold, peasant, for thou art gazing upon QueenCalypso, first of his name, user of 1,000,000 builds, master of bone and bane of the cheaters. Seriously, I have lost count how many different wave builds this guy has used. He must have spent a small fortune on red crystals buying reset tickets for heroes. But anyway, it's account review time, so today we will be going through the account of QueenCalypso from SAYONARA guild. We'll dig into the wave build, see what items there are in here. I absolutely love going through these accounts and they're great items, so be prepared. We are bound to find something great. I know for sure there will be great items to come. Like I said, he has used probably like 100 builds over time. He has always been testing and trying, and he seriously seems to like optimizing his wave build, trying different wave builds, and I like that. It's a really nice trait to have someone who really wants to test different kind of builds and see how they work. Currently he is running this Devil Horn 5 setup, so the maximum Devil Horn level. It's the same build essentially that I am running currently right now, so it's going to be interesting to measure our accounts, our items, compare them, what kind of differences we might have. I will link my own review video in the description so you can make that comparison by yourself as well. You can see the build running in here, the waves in here. We will take a look at the battle results and the skill tree and the items just after these couple of battles end. But as you can see, it's running in here, and this is again a end game wave build, so if you are just starting out, check out the description for a more early game versions of wave builds that you should be using. But this is a really solid, strong and fast build you can use once you get a little bit further in the game. But I don't think we should be wasting any more time, so let's start by going through the items, because I really want to see those. First of all, here are the ratios of this account currently. QueenCalypso is at 14.5 million waves currently, so he's a little bit behind me, but he has a tremendous amount of good items for sure, because his build is fast and strong. But let's get started. First of all, here are the battle results. So Taunachus being the number 1 in here, followed by Goblin, Succubus, DLA, Angels and Sarah for the waving, for overall damage distribution. Goblin in here number 1, actually tied with Taunachus pretty much, and same in here. So they are kinda equal in terms of total damage output. And the damage distribution against bosses in here, like this, pretty same and pretty same in here. So this is pretty standard stuff. It looks nice. Treasures are in here, highest level Devil Horn, so Devil Horn +5. With the horn, so the maximum speed, and Power Glow for more stability and more wave speed, more waves per hour, and 1 gold treasure in here that we currently have. Max 25 CDEs in here, which is kind of a given thing you usually have, and usually see this in every Devil Horn 5 build there is. But let's start by checking out the Town Archer items, because they are the strongest unit basically in here. Damage, critical damage and boss damage. This is a beautiful elbow that I saw him crafting in the previous live stream with me. So this is what a wonderful item, with max attack speed rune as well. It's a beautiful one. Boss damage is great for Town Archer for farming as well. Critical damage would be wonderful in here. Well, normal damage as well. So any of those 3 options would work for the 3rd line. And in here, double critical damage and normal damage line. This is a perfect item also for Town Archers. Well, the E line is useless, but you don't really need, when you can hit the maximum 25 CDEs, you don't really need the CDE line here anyway. And a max damage rune in there. 19.1% orb of power, which is nice. The max is 20. Let's not accidentally reroll that. So there is the number 1 damage dealer in here. And let's start by going through the heroes from left to right, top to bottom, starting from the 13th slot. Chrono should just have CDE lines with MP cost. There's a lot of MP cost reduction in here, as you can see. So slightly reduced MP cost for Chrono whenever he's cast. Military Band, cooldown skill level +1 line. I'm gonna show these quickly because they don't need anything else. You should just stack cooldown skill level +1 lines on Military Band and Orc Band. As you can see, bonus gold, almost a max roll in there, and a cooldown skill level +1 line. Like in here you can see, for example, this item is pretty much completely useless. Double gold per hit is just such a useless line combination for an item, but the cooldown skill level +1 line makes it a usable item in this build for Orc Band. And then our beloved Succubus, what does she have currently? The Orb of Luck for crit chance, so either Orb of Luck or Agility Orb is what you usually see on Succubus. Poison damage, attack speed, crit chance, cooldown skill level line, attack speed runes. What a beautiful, basically a perfect staff, I would say, for Succubus with the CDE line even, so that's a really nice. And this one as well, crit chance, critical damage, attack speed, cooldown skill level plus. What a beautiful set of items. I'm jealous. I want this one. I definitely want this one. So that's a beautiful set. Then we have Dark Necromancer, who should have CDE and skill duration. Runes, again, once you get to the later game, once your Pure Wizard is like below 8 seconds cooldown or whatever, then you don't need to double proc your Necromancer anymore. But before that, try to make Necromancer's cooldown to be lower than Pure Wizard cooldown. But in late game, you can just do that, as you can see, as you just saw in there. In here, cooldown lines, again, MP cost reduction for Alchemist, because Alchemist also costs quite a lot of mana, and he will be cast quite often during the wave. So some MP cost in here, some cooldown lines, and a CDE line here. Solid Alchemist items for gold build. Dark Lightning Archer, another damage dealer setting to target the flying monsters, so that you can take care of those, especially the flying Zeppelin as well. Crit damage, crit chance, CDE, so 3 out of a 4 item. Gold damage is useless, but it's good enough for this purpose. And in here, double crit chance, critical damage, what a beautiful one, with attack speed runes. By the way, there's an item guide spreadsheet linked in the description for where you can check the best lines for every single unit in the game, which we just created, so I'm going to be linking it in the description if you want to also figure out what kind of items you should get for your units. But beautiful. This maxes out on 100, so it's close to 100. 92.7% is good enough for critical damage orb as well. That's a solid Dark Lightning Archer. Then we have Angels. Are Angels in double procking? Yes, I believe. I don't think Pure Wizard will be lower than this. So probably double procking Angels, same thing that I'm currently doing. Double cooldown, attack speed. Wow, this is a perfect line. Attack speed is the best line for Angel for this purpose, because they are using the static orb. So this is apart from the E line, this is a beautiful item. And in here we have double cooldown, CDE. I suppose this has been on Necromancer or Dark Skeleton previously because of the skill duration runes. So now it's in here. It doesn't really do anything, but the main important thing is to get it to the double procking range. And this static orb, is it 1%? Is it max? Of course it is max. I kind of want to reroll it, so I'm not the only one who doesn't have a max one. Solid angel set. So double procking Angels in Devilhorn 5 it works wonderful. It works wonderfully. Then we have Pure Wizard. Pure Wizard, as far as I know, he doesn't have a DC IQ staff, so same. What is the cooldown? 5.84. Man, this makes me mad, because neither of us have a cooldown skill. These are DC IQ staff. So he has, I even have a better one. I have 9.9%. So double cooldown staff with runes is, of course, what you want for Pure Wizard, but not an IQ item. But that must mean that this item in here is so much better than the one that I have. Wow, 2.4% flat reduction is beautiful, and percentile reduction as well. So the fact that this item is so much better than my accessory makes his cooldown way lower than what I have. I have 6.12 myself, so I'm jealous. Even though he doesn't have DC IQ staff, he has such a great accessory, so I'm jealous about that. Then Goblin. Goblin was one of the main, like, top 1 damage dealer, basically, tied with Town Archer in overall damage distribution, so these items should be great. What do we have in here? We have, crit chance, double crit damage, 49% TNT damage. This maxes out at 50%. It's a pain in the ass to farm, so 49%, that is great. And attack speed rune is the best one to go with it, so what a beautiful hammer. And double crit chance, fire damage. Oh no, double crit chance, crit damage, and fire damage. And a CDE line, so really nice 9.9s in here. It looks beautiful. Really good items for Goblin. And the fire critical orb which maxes out at 125, so also really high roll in here, almost 120% extra crit damage for Goblin. That's what makes Goblin so great. He has great items, great attack speed, and he's also backed by the skill tree, which we will take a look soon. We have the last row left, and then we have leader and towers, so Dark Skeletons shouldn't have anything that special. It's just gonna be a cooldown skill level and skill duration in here, and cooldown skill level and skill duration in here. Not in double proccing range, doesn't really need to be because the pure resist cooldown is so low, but early on you could also do that for sure. Slingers, okay, double stun, slow, double attack speed, so a really solid slinger item. For Devilhorn 5, people usually go with either full stun or full knockback. I'm using knockback currently because I have just stronger items for that purpose, but stun works, and stun works usually better for early Devilhorn levels as well, so stun would be my number one thing to go for. Double stun, cooldown skill level, cooldown line, and hero damage skill level line in here with 2 attack speed runes. So 4 lines of stun, 1 line of slow, and attack speed runes. Really nice. And then the physical orb. The physical orb is in here because of 20% attack speed when your slinger is in the middle promotion path. So in here, he is physical type, so he gets boosted by this orb. So it's a solid option to go with that. And finally, paladins. Paladins have a CD. Well, paladins, this must be an old assassin item because of the slash rune. CD is the most important thing. Damage reduction helps keeping them alive a little bit. Beautiful, beautiful summon HP runes in here. But the main important thing would be cooldown skill level +1 line. They already have and provide your human type summon units nice defense plus increase, so they're also nice for that purpose. And there is the mana orb in here, so they provide a little bit more mana whenever they are cast. Why not? And finally, as the damage dealer, we have Sarah, the leader. Same leader as I'm currently using, set to target the boss monster. Let's see these items. Damage, crit chance, boss damage, cooldown skill level, +1 line. This is pretty much the same. Well, it's a crit chance instead of crit damage that down archers have. So with that difference, it's kind of the same item. With the CD line, boss damage and poison damage stack +1. And in here, attack speed, critical damage, boss damage, cooldown skill level. Beautiful item with double poison damage stacks. So poison stacks or boss damage runes for Sarah. You want at least a couple of poison damage stacks for sure for Sarah. Really nice items. And how about this poison orb? It's 21% out of 25, so really nice one. What do you think was the best item so far? Personally, I'm most jealous about this freaking accessory. I just hate the fact that it's so much better than mine. Well, let's get back on track. Don't lose focus, Laku, don't lose focus. We have the tower items left, so towers are the number one priority for tower items is the cooldown skill level +1 line. Damage line, attack speed for more MP recovery, that's nice. And okay, double attack speed in here with a cooldown skill level +1 line. Some attack speed as well. Another nice attack speed rune as well. And Orb of Agility though. This worm has a lot of attack speed. One hell of a fast worm. And finally, we have the defensive barracks. Also the same thing that I'm currently running. 4 2 more CDE lines and +1 summon unit in here. And +1 summon unit in here. So that's extra malicious. So he gets 4 malicious for each barracks cast, so a couple of more body blockers throughout the way. A small bonus, but also the cooldown skill level +1 lines are important thing in here. Well, those were the items, so then we have skill tree left. In here, let's see, starting from the fire path, same as me, so fire tree is for goblin nodes are in there, and it seems pretty, so I'm just gonna scroll through it like this. It seems kinda same. Well, there shouldn't be really that many differences from my personal way build skill tree either, so there we go. So the fire tree, in the physical tree there are the haste node, the strafe nodes, especially the upper one for Sarah as well. It's a great, tremendous damage boost for Sarah. And, well, the defense node in here, sword node in there. And in the ice tree, these powder nodes for goblin, as we have gone through previously. You should know this by now if you have been watching my previous video. Have you? Did you know that? tell me in the comments. The pointed bone node that increases your crit chance for your heroes whenever pointed bone, so Dark Skeleton is cast during the wave, and also sword node in there. Full poison tree for Succubus, Sarah, and Worm as well for MP recovery, so really important thing in here. Summon tree is for Slinger's PS node, and also more summon HP and more monsters node as well, so pretty standard stuff in that field, nothing special. And the lightning tree attack speed boosts your angels, and also of course Dark Lightning Archer as well, and of course everything else boosts Dark Lightning Archer as well for this purpose. So that is how the skill tree looks like. If you have questions about the skill tree, again, you know, feel free to leave a comment down below. Let's take a look together, and I'll try to explain why something is or isn't in here. Well, boom, 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 wave build gone through. Again, what was the most interesting item? What would you like to join for yourself if you could? So that was the wave build. Let's take a quick look at the let's forget we ever checked this build. I don't know what that was. This is, let's see, this is the dragon farming build. So this is bone dragon build. Let's try and do a bone dragon battle. I'm casting this like an idiot. There we go. Decently fast. Let's do another one. Let's see if I'm a little bit faster. There we go. That was a little bit better one. Saved. So, Bone Dragon build in here. The damage distribution in the Dragon build is Succubus number 1, Town Archers, well, tied with Town Archers, and also Sarah. It's really equal in terms of damage in there. Wow, that's beautiful. What else? Bone Dragon defense is 872,000, so he's a little bit behind me. There was a time where he was actually ahead of me, so I have been working hard. I'm proud of myself, but yeah, 872,000. Also doesn't have a DC Dagu staff, so I'm not the only one. Let's see which one of us gets one first. I feel like I have some sort of a personal race with half of the guys that I do account reviews for. I want to win, so I want the staff. But this is how the build looks like. I think... Okay, the items are not even the same, so Town Archers are missing an item in here. They don't have a bow, so let's not focus too much on this one. And finally, this one must be... Yeah, this must be a colony build. So Infinite Colony build looks currently like this. Pretty much the same, I would say, that what I currently have myself. Except I don't have Assassin, I have Chrono. So otherwise, it's the same thing. Towers are here for extra CDEs. And let's see, the Infinite Colony level is in here. And so this Infinite Colony marks the end of this account review. It was another extremely interesting account to go through. It's always great to see the items, always great to be able to compare items of different accounts on different or even similar wave levels as well. What did you think about the account? What did you think about the wave build? Leave me your comments down below. Whatever you might have. If you have questions, feel free to ask as well. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you Calypso for letting me go through this. I will see you guys in the next one and in the Discord. Thank you, stay safe. Bye bye.